Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to dive headfirst into Carl Sagan's absolute masterpiece, Cosmos. We aren't just summarizing space here. We're exploring that incredible bridge between hard science and deep philosophy, bringing the literal wonders of astronomy, biology, and physics right to our fingertips. Let's get right into it.
To kick things off, think about this breathtaking metaphor that really sets the stage for our entire journey. Imagine humanity standing at the very shores of a vast cosmic ocean. Here we are on this tiny planet, taking our very first tentative steps into the unknown, just yearning to understand the incredible mysteries that lie way, way beyond our own world.
Section 1. Vastness of the Cosmos, Scaling the Universe. To truly grasp our place in this cosmic ocean, we first need to zoom all the way out to understand the dizzying scale of time itself, going right back to the Big Bang. So imagine compressing 13.8 billion years into a single calendar year. If the Big Bang happened right at the stroke of midnight on January 1st, well, all of human civilization, literally every empire, every invention, every person you've ever read about in history, doesn't even appear until the very last few seconds before midnight on December 31st. It's wild to think about, but our presence is incredibly brief in the grand scheme of cosmic time.
That's 13.8 billion years. That is the age of our expanding universe. It's a number almost too massive for our brains to fully comprehend, right? But the real beauty of Sagan's work is how it reminds us that science is the ultimate tool we have to navigate this immense time frame. Through just deep curiosity and relentless exploration, we're able to discover fundamental truths that completely transcend our own brief existence.
Moving on to Section 2, the evolution of understanding, from myth to measurement. Let's look at exactly how human curiosity evolved from early mythological thinkers all the way to the pioneers of modern empirical science.
This is where we see the absolute triumph of observation over dogma. We started out trying to understand the stars through mythology, where celestial bodies supposedly had to move in perfect circles. But then empirical science stepped in. You had thinkers like Democritus proposing that everything is made of tiny particles called atoms, and Johannes Kepler having the immense courage to question established beliefs, proving that planets actually follow elliptical orbits. It really shows how true progress is driven by those willing to challenge conventional wisdom. Section 3. Tales of our solar system, neighbors in the cosmic ocean. Zooming a bit closer to home, our own solar system gives us this dramatic laboratory of violent geological pasts, asteroid impacts, and planetary evolution. And there's actually a pretty stark warning to be found right next door. Our Earth has this delicate, beautiful atmospheric balance that allows us to thrive. But Venus? It was once thought to be a potential paradise, but exploration revealed it's actually a scorching wasteland. Why? Because of a runaway greenhouse effect. This contrast serves as a powerful, unavoidable warning about the severe consequences of climate change and just how incredibly fragile our own planet's atmospheric balance really is. Then there's Mars, which brilliantly illustrates our shifting relationship with the cosmos. We actually started with these romantic myths, totally mistaking surface features for artificial canals built by intelligent beings. But then robotic probes, like Viking, came along and revealed a barren landscape. Yet it's one that remains incredibly intriguing to us. Today, the search is still on for microscopic life. Finding even primitive organisms there would be one of the most profound scientific breakthroughs in human history. It's exactly why Mars remains a potential future destination for human exploration.
Section 4. The mechanics of the cosmos, the lives of the stars. Now let's zoom right into the very engines of the universe to understand how the birth and death of stars directly impacts us.
Just like biological organisms, stars actually have a life cycle. They're born and formed from massive clouds of cosmic dust. Then they spend billions of years living, evolving, and generating energy through nuclear fusion. And finally, they experience this explosive death via supernovae, which can leave behind incredibly mysterious black holes or dense neutron stars. By studying these distinct steps of stellar evolution, scientists gain vital insights into the history of the universe and can even predict its ultimate fate.
And this brings us to a genuinely mind-blowing realization. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the carbon in your cells, they were all literally forged in the fiery cores of those exploding ancient stars. We are made of star stuff. It isn't just poetry, it is literal physics.
It means that you and the universe are intimately, fundamentally connected. How cool is that? Which brings us to Section 5, the search for connection. Are we alone? Having established that we are essentially the universe experiencing itself, we have to ask if there are other biological or artificial intelligences out there doing the exact same thing.
Carl Sagan uses a really beautiful term for this, the cosmic fugue. It describes the interconnected symphony of life and evolution. Think about how complex molecules formed in Earth's early oceans, eventually leading to the first living cells, and ultimately leading to us. Humanity is just one single contributing voice in this grand composition. And honestly, if life emerged so naturally here on Earth, it is highly, highly likely that life is also developed elsewhere in the vastness of space. Because of that likelihood, we've got this innate desire to venture into the unknown. We are actively reaching outward. We're sending Voyager spacecraft to provide our first close-up views of the outer planets. We're continuously listening for extraterrestrial signals with the SETI project. We're even theorizing about building an Encyclopedia Galactica, a vast collection of accumulated knowledge from countless civilizations. And of course, we're exploring Einstein's theories of relativity, studying time dilation and wormholes to understand if faster-than-light interstellar travel might actually become a reality one day.
Section 6. Who speaks for Earth? Looking inward and forward. After zooming all the way out to the edge of forever and looking out at the stars, we must finally bring our focus right back down to our fragile, pale blue dot. When you're faced with the unimaginable vastness of space and the incredible rarity of our habitable world, you're forced to ask a really profound question. Who speaks for Earth? It's a question about our ultimate responsibility and the preservation of our incredibly unique home planet.
And that responsibility is incredibly urgent because we face some deeply serious, self-inflicted threats to our survival. We're staring down the catastrophic danger of nuclear war, widespread environmental destruction, and short-sighted political decisions that continually divide rather than unite us. These are all things that risk absolutely everything our species has built over those last few fleeting seconds of the cosmic calendar.
To survive and continue our exploration of the universe, we absolutely must shift our perspective. Through science, reason, and a shared sense of wonder, we have to learn to see ourselves as a unified species rather than divided nations. Global cooperation isn't just some lofty ideal, it's practically a prerequisite for our continued existence in the cosmos. So you are now armed with the knowledge that you are quite literally made of stars. You're a brief, beautiful spark of consciousness in a 13.8 billion-year-old universe. So how will you honor your cosmic legacy? How will you use your time to protect our home, champion scientific reason, and remain open to the infinite possibilities of the universe? It's a grand cosmic story, and you are a part of it. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today.